You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Tedesco Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Take them, buddy.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso
Hello.
Show. My name's Dave.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Carrie.
Yay! Carrie's here today.
Got everybody.
We're all together.
We are. It's been quite a while.
If I may ask, is your wine okay?
It is okay.
Okay, just I want to make sure. I don't want you drinking bad wine, but you know.
I brought water too this time because I got a really nice cup that keeps my ice cold.
Okay. Well, you know, I did pay the water bill.
Like, we have water here.
Yeah, I do.
No, I have my hospital ice. You know, the crushed ice?
Oh, yeah. That good crushed ice.
Good crushed ice. And I actually have a cup that keeps it all day.
Yeah.
Still,
Nice.
I still have water, and we even put it through 2 filters. It's filtered twice.
Dang. But it doesn't have crushed ice.
Well, no, you could bring your own ice. I wouldn't be offended by that.
No, I will be filling it. I will be filling it with your awesome water.
Oh, okay, that's
I just
fine.
brought my own ice
I'm
and
just-
cup.
All right.
Cup.
It's the cup.
I just want to make sure
It
you
is really
understand.
nice. It's a very nice
You are
cup.
welcome to our water. I
It looks
just wanna
like
make
it
sure-
looks like a
And
It
sunrise.
has a reusable straw.
Because we love you so much, it won't even come from the hose.
Ooh.
Right, that's what I'm
I
saying.
can get the water from the house?
Yeah, some said the house water.
House water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's not like when we were kids drinking warm water from the hose.
Yeah.
I know. I love it when people like the kids on the like. Did you guys really do? I'm like,
Yeah, they actually,
we did fucking do that.
We did by choice, actually. I
Because
did
we
not
didn't
want to go.
I didn't want to go in the house.
No,
Well-
I'd be given some chore to do,
Well-
something I'd
Yelled
get in
at.
trouble for.
First, we like, what are you doing here? Go outside and play. Didn't I tell you to go outside and play? So we get that, and then if we did stay in there,
I'd get in
then,
trouble
like,
for something.
Yeah,
Usually, I
that's something
either
to
didn't
do.
do or I did do and didn't
So
want
you
to get
just like,
found
well, I
out
might as
about.
well just get water from the hose
So-
because that means I don't have to go inside.
You are not on the hose list, the hose water list.
That's nice.
Just letting you know.
That's
Oh,
nice.
really?
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
You weren't sure?
No,
It's been this long, and now you
You're
just
just
realized
like, I'm
it?
realizing that
Never
I
knew.
can drink water from the house. Nice.
I get the house water. Well, I was sneaking the house water because I wasn't sure, but now I know I can get it out in the open. I'm good to know I can freely
Well,
get house water.
To drink here, though. You weren't like taking our house water to your
Like
place,
your house
right?
and drinking your
'Cause
house.
then we got to talk. Now I got a problem.
Oh no, I wasn't doing that.
Fair enough.
I also saw recently somebody asking that, like, another, like, probably, I don't know, like one of the social medias, the Tiki Tacky or something, asking about, are people really, did you guys really, like, be outside all day? Like, did your parents really not know
Oh,
where
I
you
saw
were?
that meme, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
like, did your
too,
parents
yeah.
really not know where you were? Like, they really didn't fucking know.
I mean,
nobody knew.
It is a thing now. You can't not know who your kid is.
I know, it's
you will
crazy.
be arrested.
No, I
Like-
recognize that.
Like, even if you don't give a shit where your kid is, you want your kid to go out playing, if you don't know, you could get legally in trouble.
There is a good thing about that, though, because back in our day, there were bad things that did happen to kids.
That's true.
But there still are.
Agreed.
They're just different.
right.
Just a little more poly. just a little more
Unfortunately, the
known.
problem back then, though, was
Oh, like
the parents
the
did know.
bullying, like the bullying that would go
Yeah.
with the neighborhood kids. Like
Yes.
everybody would decide this kid was the jerk this week, and
Correct.
like everybody be bullying that
Yes.
person. We've all been
To
there.
use
But would it
the Susie
change if the
Izzard
parents
term,
knew?
The crap
Is that-
kids.
The
Yeah.
crap
The
kids.
I still makes me giggle. The
Is
crap
that what
kids.
she said? I don't remember that.
A
Part.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah, talking with the crap
Talking
kids.
about when they were, was it a camp or something, and swimming? Like all the good kids would be in the deep end doing all these things, and all the crap kids would be in the shallow end with the little paddle thing. Anyway,
Yeah,
for
the
some
crap
reason,
kids.
crap kids has stuck into my
Yeah, crap kids.
crap kids.
Yeah. So yeah, we were all the crap kids at
I
one
think,
point.
I think the crap kids might be
That's
is
a
in
good
the
one.
running for the name
Yeah.
of the show.
That is a good one.
Well, we learned survival of the fittest.
We did learn survival skills. One of the things I learned if
Natural
you didn't-
selection. I mean,
it's like if you be careful about who you bully.
you learned how to make
You
friends with
learn
the
how
right
to make
people.
you learn how to make friends with the right people. You learned about bullying. Like you might have
You
bullied
learned how to
and you've
rely
been
on your
bullied,
siblings
but
if you had them.
yeah, you learned stuff about it. You learned and you didn't. Your parents didn't teach you that. Nope. We had to figure that out. With
But
the
then
fam-
again, if
with
you
your
had,
with your neighborhood kids.
yes, if you had
Yeah.
that, but then there were some that didn't,
Right.
and that was a problem.
Yeah.
So there were good things and bad, as all generations have. The
But for
good
the most
and the bad.
part, I love the fact that I spent most of my weekends and my summers literally just playing all over the town I lived in, the village I lived in. Like, we had tons and tons of, like, fields to play in and woods and shit. Spent all the time there.
Are you still in touch with friends that you grew up with?
Maybe now that you're working on the house.
No, I mean, well, because the magic of
Out there?
Facebook and social media. I mean, I'm friends with, but the people that I was playing with back then, maybe not so much. Maybe only a few of them. But I'm definitely friends with still people. I was one of my friends, at least sort of, Dan Dangler, or kind of, maybe.
Kind of.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, we've been friends since 6th grade. I have definitely played in woods with Dan.
We know of each other.
Yeah, it's I'm just saying, that's somebody who actually he doesn't live here anymore, but yeah. So yeah, there's a few.
Where does he live?
He lives in Springwater, New
Oh,
York.
I know
I
Springwater.
did not know this.
Unfortunately, I'm good friends still with one of my
Well,
closest
then I
friends
won't
from high
invite him to
school.
Rochester shit anymore.
But he comes to Rochester a lot.
Oh, okay.
He does come here. No, still invite him.
All right.
I mean, he I don't know. He
Anyway.
invites me to stuff. He just sends me personal invitations and stuff. So,
Oh, well, I'm sorry,
we're
I'm not that
special.
personal.
Well,
Yeah.
we've, like I said, we've been friends since 6th grade.
I feel so excluded.
Wow.
So, well, speaking of things and doing things with people, that was a rough segue, but whatever. Carrie and I have a project now.
Yes.
We do.
Your
and
project.
and I'm using this time in this segue to tell you that I've mailed the fee in the application.
Okay.
So,
it's in the books.
unless it's all filled up, we should be good to go on July 20th, which is a Sunday. Carrie and I will be participating in the Rochester Public Market garage sale in collaboration with the New York State Flea Market, which will also be there on that day. And we will have a quote-unquote stall.
That's awesome.
And Carrie's going to sell her wares for a reason, which we'll get into in a second.
Awesome.
And I also, just because I seem to be amongst my social circles, if you have shit to get rid of, let Dave know and he'll figure it out. A friend who works at the Canandaigua Library just finished their book sale and they have books left over. And so now they're coming to the books
Really?
are
They're
coming to
coming
my
to you?
house. Yep. And so I put a bunch of things together and
Are you getting in touch with a certain other friend of ours eventually about those? Greeno?
who or what?
Greeno, I didn't know if Greeno.
Well, so I'm going to look through the books and anything I think would be good for Greeno, I will take there. And then what's left over, I'm going to sell at the garage sale, which the money will come to me and then
Yay.
somehow it will find its way into my campaign.
All donated. Yep.
And then
Can I donate items? I could donate items for you to sell to go to your campaign, couldn't I?
if you
There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
so
That's what I
So-
was asking.
no, you're going to just give me the items and you'll let me sell them
Oh, great. You should
with
do
no
that.
knowledge of where that money will go. You just assume I'm going to have it.
I don't know where the money's going to go. But you know what? I don't need these items. I'll just give them to you. And you can sell and do whatever you want, Dave.
It's not going to be like really weird shit where people are going to think I'm a freak.
No. I mean, I'm just thinking. I mean, obviously, I
Because
have
after
things.
November 4th, I don't care if people think I'm a freak. I just can't have my freak out
Right.
until
No, I have.
said the
I
guy
have-
with
Freaks
the,
can't fly
said
to
the
the
guy
actually-
with the
fourth.
podcast
This
from the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival.
Right. This could actually be a good segue, actually, because I do have something that
Well, no,
I could use for that.
Okay,
never
but I
mind.
had so
Never mind
because I don't know. Say as much as you'd like. I'm not going to ask you to divulge anything personal that you do not want. Carrie is selling her wares because
I am moving. I found an apartment.
Yay!
I finally found something. And it is tiny, teeny tiny. I actually was
Carrie
talking.
has moved into our 20s.
Yes. Oh my.
So when you
God.
explain this, you're going to be like, I lived in that place in my 20s.
Where is it?
It doesn't matter the geography. The
It's
geography.
just like any,
No.
any
Listen
place
to
in
it.
your
Listen to
20s.
the
Oh my
apartment.
God. So it has this teeny tiny little. It's got like a living room, a little bedroom, and the bathroom is not actually in the apartment. You step outside the door, and it's across the hall.
Oh, I know somebody who had an apartment like that.
Because and where in this house is
It's
the
on the
apartment
third
located?
floor.
It's in the attic. She's like living in Dickoff studio.
Oh,
with a
that's
bathroom.
that's actually kind of
Yep.
cool. I don't
the
know. I
bathroom
think
is
that's kind of
literally
cool.
it's not actually on it's like kitty corner, it's right there, but it's mine and it's locked. But
Right.
it can't, there's no way because of the pipe and he showed me why the bathroom can't have a door directly. You
Mm-hmm.
literally have to go out and around. But it's a gorgeous house and it's
What neighborhood? What
off
area?
of Park Ave.
Oh, nice.
You can literally walk to Gines and
All
those
the
places.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I've lived in
and
multiple places.
I know. It's like, and I have
it's
too. I too
half-
have lived in that
It
area.
will literally be half of what I pay now.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
That's why I said she's moved into her 20s.
But it's about a third of the space I have.
Okay.
So I was
But you
talking to
can
my
do that,
actually I talked to my daughter and I'm saying to my daughter like, oh my gosh, it's like I mean
Mm-hmm.
go back to like I don't know, I won't have barely room for anything. Like bare minimum. You talk about minimalist. I'm going and my plan is to be able to save the money, pay off my loans because now we're really getting screwed over.
Well,
Saving money, but I want to travel. One daughter lives in Barcelona, the other's in Buffalo.
So you want to save some money so you can travel a little more?
And so the daughter in Barcelona, she said, I don't see why you're even hesitating. She said, "What? First of all, move in there so you can pay your bills, and my car is about to die. And then from there, decide what to do if you hate it." But I met the owner of the building. He just closed on it, and he's interested in fixing it up. So I'm sure he's going to let me help him. I like doing that kind of stuff. But it's got
Yeah, maybe
gorgeous
give you
windows.
give you a
There's
little
light.
break on the rent. Definitely
you-
ask for a break on the
are
rent.
you going to have you'll have room for your special drawer though, right?
Oh,
There's always a room for a special
Always.
drawer.
I'm just making sure.
Always
Perry, I
room
want
for
you
a
taken
special
care
drawer.
of. I'm just saying.
No, there's always
the
room for a
main
special
thing that
drawer.
I was the most worried about, to be honest.
I'm just saying. I know
can
that
I
there will
give you-
always be room for a special drawer.
I understand.
Always,
but
always.
Can I just be careful when you're moving your special drawer. Make sure it's taped exactly the way you
Yeah.
think it is.
I will be moving my
Otherwise-
special drawer myself.
Otherwise, what
I
happened to
understand.
Dave
Otherwise, other people get to
other
see the
people will
contents
find
of your
it.
special
of your special
drawer.
drawer?
Right.
What's funny is my son and my grandson's going to be helping me move.
That's what I'm saying. See,
You will make sure that is
But
taped
here's the
up.
thing. I think I'm getting rid of everything, and I'm buying because I
Well,
can't.
maybe you need new special drawer items.
No, not just that, but
which
all
you
new
can get
furniture.
at stuartbadasso.com.
You
By
can.
the way, there
You
are
can.
plenty of.
But I
links.
can't even fit the size bed I have. I'm gonna have to get a new bed.
What kind of bed do you need to get?
I need to get probably either a double or a single. Like if I'm gonna fit anything in there, and like that's how small this place is. But it has light and it's really beautiful. And
Well, at least get a double so if you have a,
Right,
get a double,
but
so
right
if you
now I
have
have
a sleepover, you have at least a little room for a sleepover.
But I was just thinking right now.
just my thought.
in
Or
the
you get a
past
single so then they
year,
don't have room so they have to leave.
But I don't. I'd rather go there. Or good God,
I know who brings. I don't know.
I don't
What
bring
do people-
anybody.
Nobody
I
brings
don't.
people home anymore, do they?
I don't. And in the last 3 years, not a one.
Well, someone's got to go to someone's home unless you're doing it in the park.
I always go there.
Oh,
Yeah.
but okay,
Just like
that way,
someone
that's
does.
who I am.
so
I
I'm
need to
just
be able
thinking
to
a lot of
haul ass.
women
I need
don't
to get
do
the
that.
fuck out.
Well, I understand.
A
but
lot
I'm
of women
sorry.
would rather go there than
Yeah,
have
I
them
don't
go
want
to-
anybody to know where
I
I live.
I
Yeah,
understand.
I just thought of
all
that.
I'm saying is someone's got to go to somewhere unless you're
Right, unless you're just like doing the nasty in the
Or you
parking
get a
lot.
hotel.
back seat,
Oh,
yeah,
you get a
behind
hotel.
Or
the
you
dumpster.
get a hotel.
Always get a
You know,
hotel.
we're adults. We can get hotels
Downtown
nowadays.
Motor Lodge. Make sure you have a
No,
credit
I
card.
get a nice hotel.
How
Sorry.
nice? May I ask? How nice? What are we talking? Strathellen or at least the Motel 6?
No,
What are we
I
talking?
mean-
Strathellen.
Okay, well, let's see. All right.
Strathern. I mean, I would at
Well,
least.
first there's a couple of dates. I don't just do that.
Okay, I
I'm sorry. I can't.
I don't mean.
Oh, but I mean,
first date,
I'm not saying
Carrie.
first date. I'm saying it
Whatever.
could be the 10th date.
date.
Yeah.
Listen, my
Fair.
therapist told me to go out in a bar and just pick some guy up, and I'm like, I can't.
Really?
I just
Your
can't.
therapist said that?
I know, right?
Okay, that's a little weird.
Well, because she thought I should try it.
You know what? It's not. Here's the thing. You could do that. You know you could.
No, I can't. That's why she thinks I should need to try, because I think I can't.
Do you really not think you can?
No, I know I could. I just don't want to.
Okay, so here's my thought. Okay, do you think like you were certainly gorgeous and cool and awesome, and you could totally pick up a guy?
I think
Also,
any
guys
woman
are kind
could.
of, and also, I mean, but I'm saying that, but also saying like, even if you were less pretty, you could still pick
Absolutely.
up a guy.
You could
yeah.
probably pick up a guy by the end of the show.
Right.
I think
But
a woman could if they really wanted,
if they wanted to,
but I
do you-
wouldn't be genuine
but you're like,
doing it.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was just trying to make sure of. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't. Like, do you think you can't because you could?
Right.
But do you want to?
No.
That's the other part. Like, do
Correct.
you want to though?
Not at all.
Yeah. See, and I get that, and I get that too. If I mean, what is your? I mean, oh, well, I don't have to ask why. I mean, none of my business.
I
but
don't know
just
why.
I just don't think. I mean, a lot of my lady friends are perfectly happy being single.
But I'm not happy being single either.
But you're not happy. Okay. Well then,
But what the hell? Like, what the heck?
do you not hang out with enough like friends to like? Do you not do enough of this kind of thing? Do you need more of this kind of thing in your life to feel a little more fulfilled?
I guess. I don't know. Trying something. Well, I'm moving into an attic. We'll see how that works. Sorry. Don't think that's gonna. Well, no. So I'll be at least not out as far because I think I'm kind of secluded where I'm living now.
Yeah, you'll be able to get out a little more.
And that's also. I'll also have money. I'll be saving money.
Right, you'll be saving money.
Then that's
so-
another thing. Planning, doing some more traveling, doing things. I also think that I don't have a lot going on. So
I'll be able to hang out with you more because you'll be closer to me.
there
we
you
could
go.
totally hang out more. We could
There you
totally
go.
chill out. I could even just like pop over because it wouldn't be that hard. Because even though I don't drive, I couldn't. It'd be an easy pop over.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Seriously.
Got to walk up 3 flights of stairs though.
That's all right. I can do that.
Been
Walked
there.
up 3 flights of stairs to get up here. So
But no, it's got gorgeous windows, lots of light.
oh,
That's all
I'm
that
happy for it.
matters.
I'm really
Yep,
excited to.
yep.
You'll have to
Me
when we're
too.
not on the show. I want you to tell me where it is because I'm curious.
Yep.
You know, we don't
The
wanna-
kitchen little thingy area is god awful ugly, but hey, it's got a nice floor.
Can you? But can you do some painting? Do you think? And-
Yeah, he seems
Oh yeah,
really nice.
you know, then that's
I got
like,
the name through my new job,
just-
and then when the guy found out
Yeah.
who I got the name from, he said right on the spot, he said, "I'm willing to hold it till your lease is up." Yeah, so because
nice
of who,
landlord. That's a
he said
nice-
I'm willing to hold it for
yeah.
somebody for the right tenant,
That's nice.
and he just bought it. He said this gives me time to fix it up, and
It just
so-
all worked out then.
Yeah.
Oh, then he wants some time to fix it, and you need a little time to. Get
And I
yourself
said
all
I do
situated.
certain types of things, and so we're gonna kind of talk. I might be able to do something in the kitchen because I've done a lot of home remodeling in the house when I owned a house. So,
So you can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I know that my ex, he does home remodeling in the apartment that he lives in like it's one of those situations where like it's a house behind a house kind of thing.
Yep.
One of those kind of situations.
In Ohana?
What?
In
Is that
Ohana?
what that means?
So Hawaiian. Well, technically it's Hawaiian for family, but it's also called an Ohana, a house behind a house where like your in-laws live or your.
This is like
man.
I would imagine
that's
it
what
is.
I want.
I would imagine this is something like that. It's cool. Like his friend, our friend Maddie lives in front. That's who the landlord is, and then Jerry lives in, and his girlfriend now they live in the place behind it, and it's. I don't remember what the point was. Oh yeah, but he does work on the place, and Maddie gives him a break on the. And
Yeah,
sometimes
so
he just
that's- that's
sometimes he
kinda-
just pays him outright, and Jerry doesn't even owe any rent that month because he did a bunch of work.
that's kind of what I'm hoping to kind of get there. If he
Yeah.
sees that I know how to do things and am I working, yeah, kind of work.
How
and then
many other apartments are in the building?
there's 6 in that house.
All right, so there's always stuff to do then,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep. So we'll see.
Could you grab me a beer?
Yeah, I
since
know. You're not
yeah.
moving too well.
Well,
I'm
my
not.
my
Plus, I don't want to have to get around. You know, I got Carrie right here. I got around Carrie. Oh my God, there's a chair.
But I'm thinking my goal is to get my student loan paid off. If I think I can chip away at the principal, PRINCPLE, I'm basically going to be paying half of what I pay now. Get that done. Save for, I don't know.
Well,
It's
that
a thought.
and just well, I mean, also it's just nice to when you. I would imagine just feeling like this is just less money I gotta pay. This is gonna just. It just the anxiety, the stress of living, knowing that it's going to be half of what you do now. I would imagine that would just bring your stress down a
Yeah.
bit. And that alone, I mean, there's no price tag on that. There's no price tag
And that's
on
kind
making
of what
your
I'm
stress
thinking.
less.
Yeah, that's kind of what
To
my
me,
daughter
that's
was
worth
saying.
that's worth making your. I mean, if you were
And it's not
living,
the
if you had
nicest
another
looking thing,
person, like if you were coupled with somebody else, or you had like like
Yeah.
your grandson living with you or something,
I mean, it's tiny. Like the
Right.
living room might be this big. This is it.
that's fine.
I
But what
mean-
else do you need? It's just you.
Exactly.
You don't need anything more than
I'm
that.
going, but I mean, getting rid of all of my stuff is going to be interesting.
Well, again, I'm your guy.
And you came
Yeah.
from a
That's what
bigger
I do.
house too, didn't the house before this? Didn't you? You came. Yeah, I would say I remember you talking about this.
Yeah. So,
before.
well, I think I'm going to see if my son wants all my furniture.
Well, that'll be simple.
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah,
easy.
dude,
Oh,
we're not doing furniture at the garage sale.
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying I might not even have to worry about getting rid of furniture. Like it might It might work itself out. And then you said your place, Greenovation, any kind of electronic stuff, I can get rid
Well,
of
we
that.
can try and
Well,
get
she
rid
can
of
look
that.
into it. We have to
We
see.
can also get rid of stuff, that kind of stuff. At
But whatever doesn't go
yes,
there,
absolutely.
I can then
absolutely
donate.
Yep,
And I think you get
for shizzle.
there a 501c right? Isn't there? Is there?
Well, yeah. Well,
you
yeah.
can get it. You can write off a donation to them on your taxes.
Yes, but you know
If you got to
now-
do a lot, but
yeah. Thanks to fuckface, you have to donate
yeah.
so much. I don't even bother anymore.
I was going to say, I
well,
wouldn't
I
even.
think that's
I
on
might
purpose.
be able to this. I might be
You
able
might
to.
have enough.
I might be able to this year. I'm gonna see. So where I'm at with my sale. I'm sorry. Can I go to the sale?
I
Do you
think that's a
wanna
segue.
say-
I think
yeah,
it's
here's my
perfect.
segue.
It's a segue.
Oh, so here's my segue. So
See what
I've been.
happens when I'm not involved?
I know, segue. So so I'm working on my sale at my house, and we have a date for it. It will be
Did you see my comment on the one thing you posted?
dude
Yeah.
on the cheese.
Yeah.
I know.
The international cheese lovers. I was like, dude, you're killing me here.
Well, I missed something.
Oh, I have an online.
Okay, if you didn't sell the cheese pin, I'll get it.
I have 3 people are interested in the cheese
Then
pin.
get it from that. That's fine.
I don't know who
It's
wants
not
it.
something
So
I
have
need
an
in my
artist,
life,
an
but-
artist friend of mine who I just adore a whole bunch, and then I have a good friend of mine who I've known for many
That's-
years,
that's
Sean,
fine.
who
I'm just
also is
saying.
interested in.
If it's sitting there and no one's gonna get it, it's
Oh
gone.
no,
I'll do it.
somebody will buy it, but that
All right.
is hilarious. I'll see who wants it. I'm
One
probably
of-
going to end up giving
one of my
it,
best
sending it
friends
to
who
Sean.
you actually met at that house party of my mom's with the rainy stuff. Like, oh, it's Michael.
He's just the
Who was
cutest,
one of the-
cutest, sweetest guy.
who
I
we
love
actually were in
him.
kindergarten together,
He's
and then
so
we
sweet.
didn't see each other again until high school. Mm-hmm. And then I was best man at his wedding. He was best man at mine, and was one of the original people on the show until I moved to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And
I don't get to see enough cheese.
got
There's
a
not enough cheese in my
nickname.
life.
it's a really dumb story, but
It
he
is.
has a nickname just amongst a few people as Cheese, and it's
And I have a pin on there that's Cheese Lovers International.
the internet or I thought it was
International Cheese Lover.
Lovers, and so that's why I was like, so I just replied on Facebook, dude.
It's cheese.
So I apologize, I hijacked that. So go ahead, you're
No, it's
selling
okay.
things.
I am. I'm selling lots of things. There's whatever I don't sell, I do intend to see where I can donate. And yeah, if I can donate enough stuff, which I might be able to, get it off my taxes, I will. But yeah, I'm getting ready. It's going to start the 31st of July, and it's going to be that's a Thursday, so it's going to be a 4-day event. It is officially an estate sale because it goes on inside. I just found that out. That's the difference.
okay.
It's a estate sale if it's inside the house. It's a yard sale or garage sale if it's outside.
That's the only
pretty much
difference?
it. And because it says estate sale, for some reason, you can actually ask for a little bit more money. But it really is an estate
Well,
sale.
because it's fancy.
It is.
In fact,
Dang.
you have-
And the only difference is where it's held.
when you buy
Yeah.
shit, you have to carry it out with your pinkies out.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
This is
And
fancy.
curtsy? No.
So it is.
Yeah, but then you're listening with your back. You might
Ah,
not
yeah, I
want
don't
to curtsy
listen
while you're
back.
carrying
That's
shit.
true.
That's not a good.
So I mean, I threw out so much stuff. I threw out two big 30-foot dumpsters of stuff. 30-foot ones. It's a lot.
Dang.
It's a lot of shit. I'm throwing out so much stuff. Do I have anything left to sell? Yes, I do. I have a lot of shit left to
Dang.
But it's interesting. It's so interesting. So my stepfather, who is still alive, but he has dementia, and sadly, he could go any day. He's in good. He is in good health, but dementia is one of those weird.
it takes you
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah. So, and he's had it for a long time. So, but he was a Boy Scout. Now he doesn't have children. If he had children, if he had children, I would just be giving everything he
Right.
owned
Come get
to
your shit.
come get
Right.
come get your dad's shit. I would, but he doesn't. I'm kind of the kid. Like
Right.
I'm his kid because I'm his stepdaughter. So, I also selling his stuff because I can't keep it all. And my stepfather was very interesting. He was in his heyday such a fucking smart person. Just literally one of the smartest people I know. Just knowing things, just knew things.
Is that where the abacus came in?
Yeah, that's where the abacus was from. That was his.
From last week's show.
Yeah, talking about the abacus.
See, I remember things.
Yeah. So
You're smart too.
you're smart.
Well,
So
my
Arnold
students would disagree.
So Arnold is super. He was super smart, but he just had lots and lots of cool interests. Like he had an interest in photography, so like all these cameras, and I am keeping a couple of the cameras, but most of them I'm selling.
Cameras. Oof.
Yes.
All right.
They're like
Binoculars.
old-fashioned ones.
Binoculars. I had 4 sets to sell. I'd finally decided to keep one set that I'm pretty sure was my dad's. So I'm keeping that one. Plus, it's the smallest one, so it's the most compact one. It was his hunting binoculars, but it was a smaller size. So anyway, I'm keeping that one.
For bird watching.
Oh yeah, it's totally great for bird watching for sure. I mean, that's what it'll be used for. I mean, I don't
From
hunt.
last week's show.
From last week's show, we talked about bird watching because I'm into birds now.
Sorry, I'll stop.
I'm into birds now. That's my thing. So yeah, 4 pairs of binoculars. Maybe five or 6 cameras I found at that house. Most of them were Arnold's. Maybe 1 or 2 were my mom's. I think. Oh wait, 7 cameras. 7 cameras.
I love the idea of photography. I just don't want to do it. Does that make sense? I'd love to have a camera, but I don't.
Right.
I just don't have time for that.
I like taking pictures. I mean, I take pictures a
You do.
lot. I take a lot of pictures. I post a lot of pictures. I really enjoy the framing of the photo. I enjoy looking at like this. I got a stream here, and I've got a tree here, and I've got a thing here, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice, because now I'm just looking at it as like a painting or something. Like this is a nicely framed photo. So I like to do that. But I don't want to get into like doing like old school
Right.
dark room shit. I've got even a box
the
of
hard
stuff.
part of all that
I've got a box of dark room stuff.
I mean,
See, I did photography in high school, like the whole dark room.
I have done
did
it. It's just not
photography
my
for the
thing.
yearbook and everything.
Oh.
It's not easy.
but-
No,
and
I
the
didn't really love
and the
it.
hardest part of all of that is getting the dogs to sit at the table with the cards in their hand.
All at the same time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They
It's
don't all stay at the
impossible.
same time.
God,
Sometimes
I hate
3, not
I
all
hate
4.
photography.
The models never listen.
I know. I know.
Never.
So
And you can't get the chemicals anymore.
some of the chemicals are hard to get in
I
dark room.
don't
I don't know. Everything's
I don't know,
just
but
done
the
digitally
stuff
now.
that
So
went on in that dark room.
oh, I know.
At
Oh,
school.
girl, I know.
But ours was really cool because it was like this little to get the darkness. It was where our photography class was in the shop class, but the dark room was in the middle of the class. But it was in this like spiral shaped, so as you went in, it got dark in the center.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Jefferson High School. So our dark room was in the
Well, I
middle.
know that. I
But
just
that's
don't-
where everybody snuck in to get high.
Right.
Because
of
it
course.
also had a ventilation system because of the chemicals. Yeah, not everybody knew about it, but us photography people
photography
did.
people know.
But I didn't.
You
smoke-
artsy
I didn't
people,
get
right?
high though because I was petrified about it because of my mother. I was so against it, but I hung out with
You hung out with those people.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I hung out with them
because I could always get
Sounds
it
like
for
my
'em.
family.
Because I could
I
always
hung out with my family, but I was the one who wasn't. Yeah.
because I could get it for all my friends.
I'm trying to think
That
if I've smoked with your dad. I don't know if I have.
I don't think you have.
I don't think I have.
Oh, no, well,
maybe
okay,
at Jill's,
maybe at
possibly.
Jill's, yeah, okay,
maybe
yeah,
I
yeah.
did at Jill's.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
possible.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did at Jill's
I'm
once.
sure you did.
Yeah.
that's interesting. It's really interesting. The first time you smoke with your parent.
I have done it once, but
Oh,
we've
I've
had
done
this.
it.
We've had this conversation where
Well, I have,
I have tried. No, like
don't like- well,
smoking.
you don't like
marijuana.
smoking,
It
period.
does. Well, I don't like smoking. Period. But
Right.
also to try it, I did, and it just inhaling
it's
it.
weird.
It doesn't. I do not like the effect smoking cannabis has on me. I don't have a problem with edibles. It's a very weird thing.
Well, it's different. It's a different high.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it just does not.
Well,
go well
I
with
feel like the edible high is a more of a physical high, and the smoke is a little bit more of a mental one. That's what I feel. That's for me. That's how I
Oh,
get.
I didn't feel quote high. I felt angry,
Oh,
which was weird. It
that is
naturally-
weird. That's usually
yeah.
not how you feel.
Right. I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's usually
That's
the opposite. Most of
I
us.
understand that, and I knew that going into it, which is why what this maybe
This is just not my thing. I don't think
it's
this is
not
my thing.
I'll just I got beer. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm usually
No.
happy when I have beer.
No, I mean Dan doesn't either. He
Yeah.
used to when he was younger, and then as he got older, it started giving him anxiety. I'm like, all right, guess it's not your thing anymore. And he's
Right.
like, yeah, none for me. I know you and I are like, woo.
Yeah, I
We love our weed.
never used to. It used to make me so paranoid. Like the very few times I tried, I would get so paranoid I could never do it. And I think I had such a hard time, the fact that my mother did it so much that I was so against it.
I loved it the first time I did it.
And then, I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like the fact that I
loved
had
it,
no control.
and I couldn't wait to do it again.
But then it wasn't until I started teaching. It was teachers. Swear to God, it was another teacher.
Oh yeah,
Really?
y'all
on,
have to
on Friday nights.
Teaching drove you to drugs.
No, it was
Well, they
Friday.
were.
It was a couple of teachers that we would go to her house, and we would just, there was the three of us, and that's what we would do. We would just smoke and watch movies and eat.
Oh, that
It was
sounds
every
great.
Friday.
That
I
sounds like a
don't-
great time.
And just talk, and that's
How
how I
fun.
got into it. And then it just started to become a way to relax. And then I didn't like drinking. Actually, drinking is this is the only time I drink.
I cannot.
I don't drink.
I don't feel comfortable telling us somebody else's story. At least, well, okay, we've been listening to the show. You know that's not true. But I mean, in this situation, the particular story that's similar but weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were like, not comrades, colleagues,
Yep.
is it right? Whereas someone I know who was a teacher relatively beginning, like ended up getting high with their mentor after school. It was, I heard the story and I was like, interesting story. But
Yeah,
I will
well,
not give any
a
more
lot
details.
drink. I mean,
Yeah.
teachers are notorious for happy hours.
Kind of that reminds
Weed
me
is-
of like
it's
Animal
legal,
House with the
but-
Donald
but it's
Sutherland.
legal.
Oh,
now.
right.
And the scene
I
with Donald
thought about that. You're
Sutherland.
But
right,
you know
yeah.
what,
Yeah.
Dave? It's legal, so there's no difference than
No.
having a drink.
It
Oh,
is-
you're talking about before when it wasn't.
Actually, it wasn't in the state, so I don't know if that state it's legal.
I'm sorry. Okay.
gotcha.
See, I guess I don't see it as any different than drinking. I never
I didn't
did.
see it as that any different from drinking, even when
I
it was
think it's
illegal.
less yeah, and when I was married to an officer of the law,
Right.
and he felt the same way. Always did. I never understood why it was illegal. It's ridiculous. In fact,
I have a
he's
cop
seen
friend who
people
felt the
that
same
were
way.
both drunk and on weed, whatever. Always saw is so much more belligerent when you're drinking. I mean, people that were drunk were obnoxious. They were terrible. There were so many more
So-
accidents. Not when people are
My-
high.
I have a cop. I have a cop friend. Well, he's not. He is retired. I've retired. Well, your
And
ex
the
is
amount of
retired
cops
too,
that get
right?
high are amazing.
Yeah, I have a
Wow.
retired cop friend who thinks all drugs should be
Do
legal.
as I say, not as I do.
For the most part, thinks all drugs should be legal. And he thought that when he was a cop, and he still does. he still thinks it now.
But he also didn't enjoy how it felt to get high, so he didn't.
Yeah.
That's just a personal choice.
So-
but it didn't. But he also, it
Anyway.
was ridiculous.
Can
that-
I want to talk more about my house.
I'll give you my last little thing. What's
Oh,
the one
okay.
sentence thing, and then yes. More
Okay.
about that.
Yeah, we'll
so
talk about-
when early on in my relationship with my daughter, she, I think this was meant to be a compliment. She described me as you're a quiet drunk.
I think that's a compliment.
It
is a
is
compliment.
because I know she was comparing me to her bio dad, who was not, who was that belligerent drunk. Who, She goes, "No, you're okay. You're a quiet drunk."
quiet drunk.
And I was like, "Well, I didn't say I love you at that point, but I was like, I'll take that. Yeah,
It's almost I love you.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's an I love you in a way.
Yeah.
It's still an I love you.
I mean, now we
Quite
just
right.
straight out say I love you. But
Right,
at the
right.
time,
But it's
that
it's a
was- but
different
I
thing.
assumed it was
Right,
her
right.
way.
It was that's
She
an
was
I
much
love you in
younger.
her own way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
You want
For
to
sure. Got you.
one of those.
Yeah,
Come on.
got you, bro.
Okay. I'm sorry. So you at this house?
So
you're
interesting
showing
thing. So I keep finding things, and I'm like, so my aunt is with me. My aunt actually sells, like she does this kind of as a job. She's retired, but she sells things. She has like one of those booths at one of the antique places in the city where you can have a booth and you just keep put stuff in it, and they sell. You know what I'm
They
talking
call it
about?
like a cooperative or something.
Cooperative.
right?
Yeah, it's one of those. So she's at one of those places in the city, and she has a friend that does like garage sales like very, very often. So she often sells with her friend Mary, and so yeah, she's really good at this shit. So it's funny how many times I've said to her, "Oh, I think this is just." I'm like, I think this is just some vase from Pier 1 or something. I'm like, I bought this at this is what happened today. I bought this vase at like, I don't know, somewhere like Greenovation, or I don't think it was Greenovation, but, oh no, I bought it at the arts, the one that's, God damn it, the one that's on Monroe Avenue, the church. They just
Across
had
from the
one
church.
across. No, the one that the big
at
sale.
the
The
church. Yeah, I know
Blessed
what
Sacrament
you're
sale.
talking
Got
about.
it on my mouth.
Yep.
Blessed Sacrament sale. So the Blessed Sacrament sale, they have
They
those.
sell your shit sale.
Yeah, they have a great sale there. It's a church. All the money goes to their things. They're actually it's a Catholic church. They're actually pretty cool. My mother-in-law works for them. They do a lot of
stuff with
they do a lot of
homeless
stuff with
in the
homeless
neighborhood.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law volunteers for them every Monday. So yeah, they do really great stuff. So anyway, they have a really big sale there every year. I've been going to it since I was a kid, and yeah, I bought this vase there. And I just thought the vase was cool. I think I bought it for like $1 or $2. And then I tried to sell it at another event. It didn't sell. So I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool vase. I'll keep it. It's kind of interesting. It's unique. I've never seen anything like it before. I went online today to see what this vase is. That vase I bought for like $1 or $2 might be worth upwards of $300.
Really?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a French vase by this one dude, and he made these kind of like these Japanese style pots. And I don't know for a fact if it's his or if it's somebody who made something to look like it. But when I took the picture of it on the Google,
Lens
on the
thing?
Google,
Yeah.
and looked it up, it looked exactly like it. And like this French potter, and he made these Japanese looking pots, and they're worth like a few $100s.
Nice.
And this kind of stuff keeps happening. Like I looked at it and I was like, I just liked it for the color, and I thought it was unique because it's like 3 little pots, and it's one of those. It's called wabi sabi type of design where they make it specifically to look like it's kind of a bit broken or scratched or something, but it's done on purpose. So it was that type of wabi sabi design, and I just thought it was cute, and yeah, I thought it was like, this is probably from Pier 1 or something. It might have at tops maybe cost like $20-25. That could be possibly around $300. Another find today. So my mom had a lot of watches. She did like to wear watches. She was probably one of the last people that constantly had watches on. Even after you get a phone, she still had watches. So one of her I don't wear watches, so I didn't really give a rat's ass about the watches. I was like, I'll just sell them as is. All of them need batteries. I'll just sell them as is. The one I was thinking about
they
keeping.
weren't windy watches.
No, they all need a battery. Yeah, they all need a battery. So one of them was really cool looking. It was Schroeder from the Peanuts.
Yeah.
It's my last name, so I'm like, oh, it was a leather band, but the band was really beat up. So I was like, well, if I was going to have it, I'd have to obviously buy a new band. But the thing itself it was cool, and I look it up, and Patty looks it up, and we already looked up the other ones, and they were like $36, $37, like in good shape, like in really good shape. I looked this one up, $399.
Wow.
It's worth whatever someone will pay.
Well, I realize there's a lot of extras to this particular watch, and I didn't realize it until I actually really looked at it, and it's got a musical watch on. It's musical. It's got some gold on it.
Does it play his song?
It plays a Beethoven song.
Aww.
I don't remember which Beethoven song, but it plays Beethoven, and yeah, it's worth like. If this was in perfect condition, it would be worth like $400.
Wow.
Yeah. We have tons and tons of Boy Scout stuff because my stepfather. Oh, that was one thing I was talking about. My stepfather.
Yeah.
So he was a Boy Scout. Like he was like a Boy Scout. He became a Boy Scout. Went up
Was
to
he like
being
an
a leader.
eagle and all of that?
Oh yeah, he did all the
Went through the
things.
whole steps?
He went through
Zero-
all the
Weeble
things. There was no. I think Weebles weren't around that. Weebles are a newer thing.
There were Weeblos when I was in.
Yeah, but they weren't around when Owen Arnold was. It started with Cub
Okay,
Scouts.
well,
There was
newer,
no.
dude. It's still 50 years ago.
Yeah, but these stuff,
not
like
anymore.
all of this stuff, is like from the 50s, like
Okay.
from the
Well,
late,
that was
like
before me.
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand.
Oh,
I
okay.
understand. Well, when you said newer, I guess technically it is newer
To me.
But we're
In comparison to all this stuff,
Yeah,
like
right.
this stuff is like 40s, anywhere from like late 40s up to like early 70s.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
that's still old.
it's
But
and it's
you know,
crazy.
I know.
Right. It's crazy, but it's interesting to look at so the patches. You all know about Boy Scouts of America patches, right? I mean, Girl Scouts of America have patches too. They all have patches, like all
Merit
those
badges.
patches, merit badges.
I was a Girl Scout leader 5 years.
You know about the patches.
Oh yeah.
So some of these patches are worth like $20-$30. One patch.
Yep.
I was ready. I was ready just to throw them all in a big basket and go, okay, everybody, $2 each. And then I find out my aunt's like, people like really collect Boy Scout stuff. Like this
Especially
is
the old
actually,
stuff.
yeah. I'm like, she's like, this is actually like a thing.
Did he have any of the manuals or any?
Oh yeah, tons of them. Oh yeah, some of those are worth some money too.
Yep.
Like the ones that are in good shape. Yeah.
Libraries might even keep. I mean, yeah.
Well,
People like
I
that
think
old
the stuff. There's some stuff from Japan, from the Japanese Scouts. They're not called Japanese Boy Scouts, and now they're called Nippon something Scouts, but they changed names anyway. Japan Scouts. So there's stuff from Japan Scouts from like the 50s and 60s as well. And I don't even know why. I mean, I'm wondering maybe Arnold went there.
Oh my God, my grandson's into
trying to work
Godzilla
into
now.
Godzilla
I know a
joke.
lot more than I need to know about Godzilla lately.
Well, those are super rare.
Yeah.
Super fucking rare. So we just put all of them in one of those little cello bags. Like, I mean, this is big, like a tiny little cello bags. I'm like $150 for all of these because it's worth at least twice that.
It's got to be. Yeah.
Amazing to me. So I don't know. I'm hoping I it's like I really need the money. It's bad. Like I'm digging into money that I should not be digging into just to keep this house going. I just got another tax bill because my mom didn't do her taxes like the way I do my taxes. So they're all paid separately. And it's weird, like the taxes are paid differently. So they got school taxes. I got a village tax. So there's a village tax. There's a town tax. There's school taxes.
How can there be a town
And then
village
there's because I live in the village. There's the town of Livonia and there's also the village of Livonia.
Yeah.
And I have to pay taxes for both. Sucks.
It's kind of like a double.
No.
Well, because what happens
It's
is
not. It's
what
not.
happens is they have different responsibilities.
Yeah.
It's like you driving on one road, and for a while it's the city of Rochester's responsibility, and then it becomes the state of New York's responsibility.
Okay.
It's
So
the
it's
same
that
kind
kind
of
of
thing. Yeah. So there's a village and then there's
Sewers
a town.
versus streetlights versus
Okay.
It's stupid.
It sucks, and I didn't realize that. I mean, I've never had to pay the taxes,
So it's an interesting.
and then refuse and all that is completely separate too.
So
So what I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm paying taxes for roads and who else? What else would I be paying for? Roads and fire department.
sewers,
Sewers,
somewhere?
like-
I don't- yeah.
No, that's a separate one altogether. Refuse and sewer and all that is a whole different one.
Well, then I'm feeling
I'm
relatively
confused.
grateful for being here in Monroe County.
No, we
'cause
should
it
feel
is
it
one-
because we should feel because this is way I'm
I mean, I
paying
do
way
have
more
county and
taxes.
city. I do have county and
Right,
city.
I'm
Those are-
definitely paying more taxes out in Livonia than I am paying in Rochester. And
It's
it
interesting
sucks.
because people talk about how bad the taxes are here, but my garbage gets picked up every effing week.
Yeah,
And-
it's not. You know what? People who bitch about it. I mean, I understand why people bitch about it. I mean, you have the right to bitch about it for sure. They do go up, but the way I look
Going
at
up's
it,
a different thing.
but the way I look at it, I
Because
mean,
the
mine
reason they're
went.
going up
well-
is totally not cool.
But my house
What do
is
you mean?
worth twice what I paid for it, though. If I sold it right now, I could get up to twice of what I paid for. I'm not gonna, obviously, but
Well, that's one of the problems is that
But you're paying that much more in taxes. Now.
but it's not. It's not that much more. Not in comparison to what I'm paying in Livonia. That's all I'm saying. Rochester is better. Rochester's
that
taxes.
reminded me of something. I'm not even gonna get started on.
Yeah. No,
Speaking
Rochester
of
taxes
in
are
my
better.
house in Wells Fargo, which can die in a fiery death.
Well, yeah, Wells
Yeah.
Fargo can do that.
Right.
Fuck them. Anyway, but it's just interesting finding it's finding out things, it's just looking through stuff and you think like something isn't anything. You're like, you just look at it, you're like, I don't know what this fucking thing is. Your parents have some weird thing. You're like, I don't fucking know what this is. And you look it up, you're like, what?
A bed warmer.
Well, one thing I decided to keep because I really liked it is and actually Kimmy took me out for my birthday on Tuesday night. We went out and had some foods.
How is her pie, by the way?
We didn't have pie.
Okay. Kimmy was on the show once, and
She
the
made
name
pie.
of the show
Was
was
Kimmy's Pie or
Kimmy's Warmed Pie or Twice
like
Warmed
that.
Pie or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
funny.
Slice baked pie.
No, it wasn't
no,
baked.
no.
It was warm because
It
her
was
pie
warm
is
pie.
warm.
Because pies are warm.
I bet her pie's really warm. Sorry.
Anyway, we love Kimmy.
Kind of lonely.
So Kimmy, well, wow. Our lesbian friend is not going to help you with that.
I understand. I understand. I'm not saying she's going to. I'm just making a general statement.
Generally joking.
That's all I'm saying.
Kimmy is awesome. Everything about her is awesome. She's still awesome. Now, where was I with this?
I apologize. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
There was
He's
like
thinking
a
of
whole
pie.
point.
Yeah. No, you find weird stuff.
Yeah,
It's
we
that
did.
way.
And they say, Kimmy told you.
American Pie makes
yes.
so much more
So
sense now.
I found this little. It's a matchbook holder. It's like for holding like the kinds like you get at like at a restaurant or something. You know, just those little cheapy ones that you throw in there.
Yeah.
It's a brass one. It holds them. You open it up on the top, and on the inside of it, there's like it's a little bit more rough, so you can strike the match on there, and you could see like where the rough part. You could see where it had been struck. So hanging out with Kimmy, she told me that back in I don't know, probably Victorian times or so, or around turn of the century times, women used to have these belts, and I forgot what they were called. Sounds something sort of French. But they would carry on the belts little trinkets like things that they would need around the house, like maybe a knife, because you might need a little pocket knife for things, something like like a little candle snuffer, matches, because it has a little loop on it. So I'm like, this went onto something. What would it have gone onto? So I think she's right. I think it actually went onto one of these belts that servants used to wear, house servants used to wear, to take care of stuff around the
your mom
house.
Just got it, or is she French?
We are a little
French
bit
bread,
French,
like
but
French
I don't
bread
think
and
that's. I don't know where it
French
came from. It may have
dressing.
even have come from
French fries.
French. We've got so much random shit. Well, I have my great grandmother, my mom's mom's side. She was a world traveler. She traveled all over the world. Like she was divorced. She had an Asian. She had a Chinese or a Japanese lover in Japan. She had a little honey little Japanese lover in Japan, a little artisty guy. So sexy, I think. Anyway, she was. I don't know. I did actually know her. She died
This
when
is
I
your
was
grandmother?
This is a great grandmother.
Great grandmother.
So this might have come from her. It might have been something she picked up on her travels when she was traveling around the world, because she did literally travel around the world after she got divorced and the kids were grown and stuff. She was like, "See ya, bitches! I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna take a lover while I'm in Japan. Yes, I will."
See?
Badass. So
Did she
badass.
say that ahead of time, or did it just happen?
No, we just
Oh,
knew,
okay.
but like people knew about it.
No. I mean, like, did she say I'm going to Japan and take a lover, or did she just got there?
No,
and
she
said,
got there and eventually she met somebody
Sexy
and
Japanese dude.
she had some sexy Japanese guy that she was hooking up with, and I don't know. I just think that's pretty fucking fabulous. That's all I have to say about that. I love it.
So I went to look for it. It must be downstairs. I actually have on DVD, and it was not easy to find back in the day. Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
Ooh, wow!
It is
that's
not-
a good one.
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
that is a good one.
So,
Yeah, I used to enjoy the when I was a kid. We used to watch like was it Saturday afternoons or Sundays?
Yeah. Oh, you totally. No, it was Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday afternoons they would show like old B movie monster movies.
There was also Rochester had. Okay, now this
Channel
is just
31.
no. This is before 31 existed. It was on channel. Oh crap, 10 or 8. It was. I remember the name of the thing. It was called Frightening Flickers.
Oh,
Do you remember it?
yeah.
Yeah. And
Was
they
this in
would
the
show-
afternoon or in the
No,
morning?
this was
night?
like Saturdays after. It was might even been. We were kids. I think it was before Saturday Night Live even started. Because I remember us struggling to stay awake because we didn't know if it was going to be a Godzilla movie or just some crazy shit that they put on Mystery Science Theater. Like they show those for real
Do you
at like midnight or something.
I just remember watching the ones. I don't remember those. I remember watching the ones that were on in the afternoons, like on Saturdays or Sundays, and it would always be a really crappy B horror movie
same
that they
thing,
were never
same thing.
scary. They were just.
Oh no, I didn't care about the scare. I just was in the campiness of the Godzilla.
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah.
Well, my very favorite one, still to this day, is Them. That's the one with the giant ants.
Oh, I don't know.
Love
Well, that's still the one that we
movie
saw at
so much.
Your uncle Glenn's house, the Swamp Thing.
Oh, the original one, the 50s
yeah.
version.
The creature from the
Creature from the
Black
Black
Lagoon, the
Lagoon.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it at the house.
That was a pretty good movie, actually. That had like a message and stuff too. A lot of those horror movies did have messages. People didn't know that. Frankenstein had a message.
Well, obviously Godzilla versus the Smog Monster did. Don't pollute.
Don't pollute.
Or else
Actually, no. That was the whole
Yeah.
point of Godzilla was the don't pollute.
I actually kind of
Yeah,
semi
true.
remember the theme song at the beginning. It was like "Save the Earth,"
Yeah.
singing like over and over again in a shrilly Japanese kind of voice.
Okay.
So, yeah,
They did. That's what I'm saying. They actually, a lot of them actually had a message, and that was I actually forgot about that. That was the whole message of Godzilla was don't pollute because he came from radioactive.
yeah, and
so it
smog,
was-
yeah.
It's like our own
And-
fault.
yeah.
We did that. Boop.
And now Godzilla.
Well, now
to save
they
us.
now they have him as he's being sold as a toy, and he's just another monster.
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Oh, when I was a kid, I had
That's interesting.
a
That's true.
Godzilla-
You're right. Nobody knows that. Very few people. Well, you didn't even know it until we just mentioned it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my grandson, he's gonna be 5.
Talking to the mic.
He has a toy Godzilla, and he's
drifting.
Pokemon, and he's one Pokemon toy, and then he has the dinosaurs. But he likes Godzilla, and Godzilla fights the dinosaurs, and Godzilla
course.
always wins now.
Okay.
Well, I had a Godzilla glow
looks
in the dark
cool,
model.
So, I mean, Godzilla looks cool.
But he knows all the names of the dinosaurs.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
Am I wrong? I thought Godzilla, and we can get into like modern times with this, but at least back in the day, wasn't Godzilla a she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Godzilla
No,
was.
well, so then we went on to my phone because we do a
Ooh,
lot
I
of
don't
stuff
remember.
on the
I
video.
thought so.
I'll have to look at that.
Well, there's a video of I think Godzilla was a she, but then we saw a video of baby Godzilla, and
Yeah,
then
from
baby
Destroy All
Godzilla.
Monsters.
No, it was a really cheesy
Oh.
because he's 4. So then
No,
we had
Son of
Daddy
God-
and Son of Godzilla.
Son of Godzilla was in Destroy All Monsters, and I'm sounding really dorky now.
Okay.
I totally understand that.
Okay.
But you know what? You sound dorky along with a lot of other people
Yeah,
because
yeah.
honestly, a
Well, this was my
lot of
childhood.
fucking people
Destroy All Monsters,
a
yeah.
lot of fucking people all over the world love Godzilla and love monster movies. So we're just my favorite
I
monster
actually
movie is
don't
not
care
that,
about
but-
monster movies. I just watch
I
Godzilla.
love.
No,
I
no, no.
still
Well, of
love
course you do.
monster movies are my favorites.
I just no, but mine. I just was into Godzilla.
I still love Jaws. I watch Jaws every year, at least once or twice a year. Still one of my favorite movies. It's up there,
Jaws
like
is
literally.
considered a monster movie.
Oh, without a question.
Really? I think it's
Oh.
a horror movie, not a monster.
Oh, it's a
movie.
monster movie. Jaws was a fucking monster.
Okay,
But he wasn't-
I'm not. I'm just. I
Oh,
never
it's a
thought about
monster
it.
movie,
I
in my
never
opinion.
thought.
Think of it as a monster movie?
I'm not arguing.
I do
I
think
just
of it
never
as a
thought
monster
about it.
movie.
Just never thought
I
about
would
See,
put
I
that
don't-
in the monster movie.
I don't think of it as a monster because Jaws is naturally occurring. Like he's not.
But that
out of
wasn't
the
a normal.
ordinary.
But that wasn't a normal Jaws. But that particular shark wasn't a normal one.
You could say Godzilla was just a lizard.
Should say that. That is true.
It was a nature movie, Carrie.
Okay.
I mean, them were just ants. They were just giant ants.
Squirm. A small town, usually in the country. I can't remember if it was southern or not. It was just taken over by worms.
Squirm. That was the name of that
Squirm.
one.
It was late. I was like, dude, I don't need this movie, man. Get this shit out of here. Like
Unless MST3K does it, and then that
they
turns
may
into
have.
something
I don't know,
great.
but that's not where I saw it. It was like a late night thing, and I just like, dude, I can't watch this anymore.
I just told my mother-in-law about MST3K. She did not know about
What is
that.
that?
Mystery Science Theater.
Oh my
3000.
God! Yeah, I love that.
They're
You're like, yeah, I do.
They have a channel.
Oh my God! I didn't watch the movies necessarily.
They
I just
do?
loved
On
watching
what, on
the guy
YouTube?
in the
No,
in the robot.
no. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, so I do not have any type of cable dish. I have
Right.
nothing like that. So
Just the internets.
well, but not even that. Well, yeah, but I don't watch much shit at all. But
Right.
but
yeah, I know you don't.
we have TVs and they are antenna based, but they are hooked up to the internet, and you can get channels that are, it's literally one of those like 1,000 channels and there's nothing on, but there's channels there's a Three's Company channel. Mm-hmm. You can watch Three's Company 24/7.
I mean, I do like Three's Company.
There's some food
admittedly.
channels that are mostly like BBC or things like that. But there is a Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel. Just runs it 24/7.
Wow.
And there's also apparently some offshoots of MST that are like not called that and with different people. but
Well,
it's the
then
same.
they had newer versions, but like Dan and I watched some of the newer version. We just weren't impressed. Joel was the best one. Joel's the original. He was the best one.
They showed they mostly Joel's, but they show that next guy,
Yeah, I
whatever
don't
his
like
name
him as
was.
much.
And then they have like things that
Then
go
they have
by
another
name
one
that-
too.
yeah.
They have another one too.
So anyway, it has its own channel.
We watched.
Ask-
well, Dan
ask
and
your
I
local
on our
cable
vacation,
company.
we watched Mitchell.
I don't
Have you seen that
cable
one?
TV.
No.
MST. It's on there on almost every MST3K list is one of the top 10 best ones.
Okay.
And Dan and I watched it on our vacation, and
Or maybe I
laughed our
haven't.
asses
I
off.
just didn't- yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's not a monster one. It's like a bad cop drama movie, just crappy. I don't know. It's just really stupid. It's got Linda Evans in it though.
Oh, I like Linda Evans.
Yeah, she was
Oh, I
lovely.
like her.
Yeah, she was lovely. But it was a really bad movie. But it's really
Well,
good.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this is the second time I've talked about MST3K today because I was talking about it with my mother-in-law because she didn't know what it was. We were like, really? You never watched it? No.
I've never heard it referred to that way, but
Yeah, we have one like multi-disc, like multi-DVDs of it, like 6 of them or something, like 6 or 8 or something of them. Thank you. And then I also have another one that is just the very best one of all of them, pretty much in agreement with all the experts of MST3K, which is Manos Hands of Fate. It's the
see, I
best
don't think
one.
I've watched that many
Oh,
of those movies.
man.
I like old movies, but I'm that nerdy person that researches the movie before I watch it.
So
Yeah, but these aren't good movies, so you won't care.
right.
You won't
Right.
care. You'll be
You
like,
don't-
I
that's
don't
not the
care. They're
point
not.
of
They're
it.
not that
That's not the
good.
point
You're
of
not
it.
going to even care about
Right.
researching it because they're
No,
just
no,
not good.
I know. I don't.
You won't.
Yeah.
So
You won't
years
research
ago,
Mitchell. I can guarantee it.
When I'll bring up Cheese again. When Cheese
We
and
miss you, Cheese.
and Eric, who's also a co-host for a
Miss you
while,
too,
who's
Eric.
Cheese's brother. When Eric Cheese and I would get together on Fridays, every Friday, and drink our faces off. In our younger days, when I lived in an attic,
In the sports page.
yeah.
The sports page.
yeah, at the sports page.
So it's
One
gonna
of
be
the
Carrie in
ideas.
the attic next, huh?
What?
No, you'll be there,
Dude, it's all good. So one of the ideas that you come up with when you're drinking, we had one of them was porn bar,
Right. I remember you talking about porn
right?
bar.
Porn bar, which still has not come to fruition, at least not in this town by anybody.
Jesus.
Oh, I
It's
found some
not a
porn
good
at my mom's
idea.
house too.
What's that?
Found some hentai porn
Okay.
on VHS. I looked it up.
On the VHS.
Holy shit, they're worth a lot of money.
Oh, I bet.
Like my aunt looked it up for me while I was doing something else. So I had her look it up for me.
That's not awkward.
It's not our porn. It was my mom's or my. It's either my mom's or Arnold's. We don't give a fuck. I know she saw it. My mother-in-law saw it. I don't care. We weren't watching it. It was just the. It's just the. And you don't see anything. It's just big boobs. Just ladies with big boobs that are anime. Anyway, like there was like a set of 3 of them. One of those VHS. We were talking VHS. Just one of those was worth $100. So I asked Alex, like I asked my son, I'm like, Alex, what do you think I should do with this? He's like, I think you should sell them on eBay. I don't think you should sell them at the.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
He's like, or sell them on your. Or actually, I might post them on my garage sale
Oh, yeah.
because it doesn't show anything like lascivious. I mean, it's porn,
Not
but
the
it's
PIV.
there's no PIV. There's no PIV. There's no P. There's no D. There's no nothing.
What's a PIV?
Penis and vagina.
Oh,
There's
thank
none
you.
of that.
Just trying to figure it out.
Nope, it was just anime. It's just like what you imagine it would be, just like big booby girls, and it says like a sexy thing on it.
Kind of like the movie, what came out in the 80s? That animated movie?
Which
Rock
anime?
and Roll.
Oh, Heavy Metal.
There you go.
Yep, I remember
Not
watching
bad.
that. Yeah. Oh no, this is like legit like porn.
Oh.
No, this is actual porn. So there was that, and then there was some porn that was on VHSs, and I decided to bust them up and throw them away. only because what if it wasn't those? What if it was like videos of like
them.
or my mom or somebody else or Arnold and some? What if it was?
It wasn't commercial VHS.
No, these were just ones that it said on
Like
there.
recorded.
It had recorded and it said that it was pornography. Had like big titty girls or big asses. I don't know, whatever. You know those things. So
Oh,
it had
okay.
those things on it. But I'm certainly not going to watch it. I asked Alex, I'm like, do you want to watch any of this to see to make sure? Just turn it off quickly. He goes, no,
No, I'm good.
no, I don't want to watch it either.
Well,
so I
don't think you'd get any like the other stuff was commercially produced, right? Yeah, like your own
Yeah. It's not
recorded,
worth
no matter
trying.
even if it was like copied from somewhere from one VCR. To
well,
the
somebody
next.
still might have bought it, but I didn't care. Even if
Yeah.
somebody would buy it, I was like, I don't know for a fact.
How much would
so-
you get? And it's not worth it, right?
I don't know. People spend like they spend money on weird like I said, like this 3 discs.
It's worth what someone will pay,
Yeah.
just like a lot of athletes.
Like if somebody looked at the titles and were like, "Oh my god, I remember watching this one when I was a kid." I know. I mean, you know
That's
how
true.
that is. Like,
That
I
is
mean,
true.
porn can be nostalgic too.
Like,
guess.
let me tell you about
Like
White
anything
Chicks.
Yes,
What about white chicks?
No,
You
it's the
don't
name of
like
this
them?
name of the movie.
that is the
I
name
know.
of the.
I'm kidding.
Oh, who are the people that was actually a
Dark Brothers.
Yeah, Dark Brothers. That
I
was actually a very
somewhere
famous
in my
one.
electronic archives. I still have the theme song.
Yeah,
I could probably sing
It's a
it,
pretty
quote it.
famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you had like if I had something like that recorded on something, somebody might go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
I remember getting drunk one night and like trying to see if I could find it on DVD, and I think it was like $1 gazillion. It probably was some bootleg
Yeah.
thing too. So I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
need
Like
it.
I don't. I'm like I only want it just to kind of laugh at. I'm like,
Oh yeah, well, even
Right, I'm not
back
gonna
then-
spend actually
even
real
back
money on
then
it.
it was freaking hilarious. So that we were actually in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and there was not a Blockbuster. There was that mom and pop thing when
Yep.
they had like the
Yep.
back, and they didn't give a fuck who they rented shit to. And we did not look like adults at all. And we would come in and look at the titles, and anything that made us laugh, we'll rent that one. We got the Sperminator, right? I mean,
duh.
right?
How could you not?
That's all I'm saying. It'd be a shame
Just
if I didn't.
sperm everywhere. Beep beep beep.
Yeah, but
beep,
it-
sperm everywhere. Beep,
I don't
beep,
think
beep.
that one was everywhere, but they called it whatever, and then it was just.
It didn't matter.
It
It's
didn't
just so
matter.
stupid.
Just
Yep.
It's some robot looking guy and some chick getting it on.
I'll be
That's
back.
what you know what it is. You know
Yep.
that's what it is.
but let me tell you about White Chicks, and
That was actually kind of. I've never seen it, but I know of it because
Totally
it's kind
seen
of
it.
famous.
Yeah.
It's a more of a famous one.
We quoted,
I would watch it.
We quoted lines from that for a while.
It was a porn? White
Yeah.
chicks?
Let me tell you about White Chicks.
Yeah. Okay, you know how there's like some other famous ones out there, like Debbie Does Dallas. That's a famous. This is actually kind
So
of
now
a famous
I'm gonna
one
have to play
too.
the theme song after this is over.
Yeah, it's kind of a famous. The Dark Brothers were kind of famous for their videos.
Oh, it's actually worth a lot of money now?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, if you found a copy of that,
So-
if you found a copy of that on VHS, that might actually be worth some money.
And again, because once we saw Let Me Tell You About White Chicks, and it was so damn funny, we tried to watch as many Dark Brothers, just because, and they were all this. It was.
Did they do one of the ones? Did they do the one that was all like new wave chicks?
Yeah, they did New Wave Chicks.
New wave chicks. Okay, that one too.
So I don't know if I'm proud of this or not, but they did Let Me Tell You About White Chicks, and then
Mm-hmm.
of course the sequel, Let Me Tell You About
white
Black Chicks.
Black chicks.
That was the sequel, and then New Wave Hookers. I
New
don't
wave
know. If,
oh yeah, new wave hookers. That's the
I don't
one it
know
was
if this
called.
is in that order. I don't know what order.
New wave hookers. I think was the first
there was
one.
there was
though.
some other ones. I
I shouldn't
can't
know
remember.
this, but
Why? So I'm like, but again, we saw the first one. Let me tell you about White Chicks. Or the first one we saw was that, and we thought it was so effing hilarious. We're like, okay, we might even have went back and go, you got anything else from these guys? We might have actually have said that.
do you have
It
more
was
Dark
that
Brothers?
funny.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
So the I know how I know this is because of the TV show that was on HBO, The Deuce. Because their porn was a big part of that particular TV show. So they talked about those there were characters on the show that played those two.
Oh, really?
And they were talking about, hey, I have this new porn out, and they were like, what? And it was because at the time it was very different from anything else that had been out.
All right, I will do it. So there was a guy who was in a number of Dark Brothers, at least one, a couple or whatever Dark Brothers movies, who also was an actor in the Saturday morning show Speed Buggy.
No way! I
Yeah.
remember Speed Buggy.
The black guy.
Oh yeah,
He was in Dark Brothers movies.
No way!
Not all of them, but he was in Dark Brothers movies.
All right, you go, dude.
Yep.
I love Speed Buggy.
Really?
Yeah.
That show was great.
And I've seen him. He was an extra. He was a character, whatever, in an episode of MASH. I think we did a thing on Happy Days once, and then
That's awesome.
and then he did porn.
Good for him. I hope he had a good life.
He didn't.
Oh,
He died early.
he did.
He
Did
did.
the AIDS.
Actually,
And like, there's so many that died. I'm like, the AIDS was.
it's. I think I saw a list once. Again, drunk scrolling of people in porn who died and what they died of. I think that one said stomach cancer or something.
Oh, something like a normal thing.
But
I
it might have
understand,
said stomach cancer, but it
But
might
was
have
what
been.
it is, like, we didn't know.
Because remember how long ago this was.
Right.
That was back in the days where that was like really bad. You were
Right,
seen
right.
as like the worst thing in society if you had AIDS.
Oh yeah, I'm just on Alex's
Like the singer
birthday.
from The Waitresses.
On Alex's birthday, I looked up. You know how you can look up like people who like were born or died on your birthday. On Alex's actual birthday, which is August 4th, 2000. There is a porn actress that died that day of I think it was like colon cancer, like a bad one, like colon cancer. Like, man, that sucks, especially if you're doing porn. Like, I would imagine, like, especially if you're doing anything that was, I mean, even just being around that area.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you're
I
having
would-
sex, you're still around that area, even
Okay, but I
P&V
wouldn't
sex.
think when she was like had it, she probably wasn't doing.
But it just
the-
made me sad. I don't know. It just made me sad. I was like, oh, this porn actress. On Alex's birthday. Oh, this porn actress died.
poor porn
This porn
actress.
actress died on Alex's very birthday. It was exactly
porn
the same
actors
day.
die.
No, of course, but it's still. I mean, but I've heard that particular cancer is a very painful one.
Oh,
I've heard it is extremely painful. So just knowing that she did porn made me think, oh gosh, I wonder if this started happening to her while she was doing
doing all of
porn,
that.
and she was like, why does my asshole hurt so much? I didn't even do anal this weekend. Why did it hurt so much?
What
Alex
I
also
do?
has the same birthday as Obama. When he was little, he thought that was cool.
Mine's lame. I have Leon Spinks.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I have Michael J. Fox.
How do you find it?
And I have
Oh,
Johnny
that's an
Depp
easy-
too.
That's an easy look.
I have Johnny Depp. I have Michael J. Fox.
Who was born on and then put your birthday
I'm
in.
gonna do that right now.
That's all you gotta do.
Cole Porter. That's a cool one. Oh man, I have a bunch of them.
I mean, at least I'm glad it's Leon Spinks and not Michael.
Which would be better?
Michael, well, because Michael was his brother, who also
Oh.
was a boxer, and I think Mike Tyson knocked him out in 9 seconds.
Oh, I didn't know that one. I only know Leon.
Well, I only know that one because
Well, I know him because he was famous.
The-
my grandfather was into boxing.
Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson fight was like this was going to be the biggest fight ever, and it was
Oh, it
pay-per-view,
was like one of those
and
things.
we got people to come over.
Voltaire.
Okay, wow,
Voltaire has the same birthday
wow,
as
you
you?
went
Me
old
and
school,
Voltaire.
man.
Oh, that's kind
The-
of cool though.
No, Bob Voltaire.
There's some guy named Bob.
No, the Voltaire.
the Voltaire.
1694.
So we like all these people came over. We had pay per view. Is when I actually. Oh my God! This is the segue, and I can take us out. So I was living. It was my first apartment by myself, or not by myself, but away from family.
Mm-hmm.
And my roommate was my friend Felix, and we had all these people in our
the
apartment.
Felix that Felix. Okay.
Yeah. And the doorbell rings, the pizza got here, and then just when the fight started, he went down to get the pizza, and it was over by the time he came up with the pizza. We paid this money, we split the thing, and he totally missed it
the whole
live.
thing.
Now, of course, because it was only 9 seconds long, they
They showed it
over and over
again.
for like 3
I
hours.
remember this fight.
But
Now that
we-
you're talking about it, I do remember this fight.
We were just too busy laughing our asses off because Felix missed the fight.
This was like in the early 90s.
something like that.
90s.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
I might have even seen
Yeah.
that fight now that I think
Oh,
about
that was.
it.
That was funny. So
Oh, you know who else's birthday I have? Jerry Stiller. Rest in peace.
I have Bjork. Jork? Who's that? How do you
Bjork.
say that?
Oh, Bjork.
Bjork.
Oh my God, that's so fucking cool. I love her.
Michael
Goldie
Strahan.
Hawn.
Goldie Hawn.
Oh, Michael Strathern. Oh, he's a cutie
like
face.
him.
I do like him.
All right,
Harold Ramis.
So
There's
look,
some good
guys,
ones.
we're way over. So
We're way over.
And I'm
coming
on
up
the cusp.
soon, it is my friend Felix, who's I think has been on the show. It is his 60th birthday.
Aw,
Ooh,
happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
He
Felix.
is coming up from Miami to New York State, a little bit a ways from here.
Nice.
And I am going to his birthday party, as well as GLB, who is coming up from New Jersey, and we are going to meet. And
Is it
in
gonna be a big
couple
party?
of weeks? Well, family party, yeah. All the
I'm sorry.
all the sisters,
All the-
you know.
I do. The cousins
So
and
we will be
sisters.
there in a couple
Well, I
weeks.
know a
and-
sister and a cousin.
Okay, so that's going to be cool. There will be a show, but we'll have to figure out how to do it. So we will be back next week with some incarnation. Don't know when all this stuff's happening. I've got all this kind of stuff to do like the rest of y'all, but we will be back. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
StuartProdasco.com is all of our stuff. If you need stuff for your special drawer or whatever, StuartProdasco.com is the
you.
I
place.
won't
We
be
got
selling
you.
that.
I didn't ask you said to buy.
Someone would
if
buy
you-
that,
Bye.
though. Just saying.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Melissa, how are you?
Okay, I guess. Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure, what's up?
Well, do you ever get that not so fresh feeling?
Do I? Can't you smell that?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but it was a bit awkward. So you're going to do something about it?
You betcha. I just got back from the store with these.
Eric, is that fly paper?
Haha, no. It's new from the people at Pubtronics. They're called panty teasers. Just peel the back off and put a strip in your favorite boxers, briefs, granny panties, period underwear, even your Johnny Vagina thong. Then bask in your own aroma.
Hey, is that bubble gum?
Hell yeah. There's also watermelon, floral, and almond. Though personally, I'd stay away from the chocolate surprise. Hey, where are you going?
To get me some panty teasers. Tonight is date night at the Lemke house.
Don't go around smelling like you have carp in your pants. Get new panty teasers wherever fine toiletries are sold. And Pier 1.